Hi, this is Jake from EVPL Central. Today we are taking a look at Microsoft Word. Some of you have probably been using Microsoft Word for a long time, and to others you're probably wondering, what Word? Well, Microsoft Word is a word processor that comes with the Microsoft Office suite, and today we're going to take a look at some of the features it offers. Just as a disclaimer, I am using Microsoft Word 2019. That is the latest version that comes with Office 365 or Microsoft 365. You have the option of buying the program outright if you want to for your computer. I get it for work through a subscription we have as an organization, and other organizations sometimes offer that. Sometimes you can purchase it on a yearly subscription with a new computer available for Windows and Mac. I am using Windows 10 and the latest edition of Microsoft Word. If you have specific questions about a different version of Word, for example, an older version, or if it's a version that's on a mobile device like an iPad, if it's running on iPad OS, or if it's running on Android, check out the Microsoft website, support.microsoft.com. Those help tutorials on there will be very helpful to you for specific needs on those devices. So to get started with Microsoft Word, I have a shortcut on my desktop here. There's also one in my start menu. I'm just going to double click the one here on my desktop and get right into a blank document here in Microsoft Word. This is what a blank document looks like when you start Microsoft Word. Notice it's showing that I'm signed in. If you've ever used any other device or any other version of Microsoft Word prior to the last few years, you haven't been signed in, but Microsoft has really linked Microsoft Word to their cloud-based system, such as OneDrive, SharePoint, and other cloud systems. You can, in the newest Microsoft Word editions, set up autosave if you are signed in the cloud like I am here. There's an autosave button. It's a great function to keep track of your files, especially if you want to use OneDrive and be able to access these across multiple devices. Or you can also save your files traditionally to your hard drive, or like, for example, to your My Documents folder on Windows, maybe to your desktop, or if you want to send a single copy of a file to someone, it's very nice to have it just saved on your hard drive as well. So Microsoft Word is one of those programs you can do a lot of different things with. For example, if you wanted to type a letter, Microsoft Word is a great piece of software for you to do that. If you want to make just an informal flyer, Microsoft Word is also great for that. There are other programs like Microsoft Publisher that you can check out, and I do advise you, if you want to look at all the different Microsoft Office programs, if you go online to the EVPL website, evpl.org, that's evpl.org, and come up to our collections menu, you'll see a link to the EVPL Academy. If you click on that link, you're going to be taken to our academy of all these different tutorials we have, and we have a whole section on the Microsoft Office suite. Microsoft Office is a great productivity suite. We talk about a few of the programs here, including Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, Outlook, which is an email program, and Microsoft Word. These tutorials are based on the latest software, but like I said earlier, support.microsoft.com is also a great site for you to check out as well. So back in Microsoft Word here, just a few of the things I wanted to show you today are, first, the ribbon. The ribbon up here at the top and the different tabs here on the ribbon. And the tabs are basically, you click a tab and you get different options on here. You can change design, layout. You can add references if you're doing a research report. This is especially helpful if you're a student, if you're needing to cite an APA, MLA, Chicago. They have a lot of the latest editions built into the software. And that's why it's important to do software updates, especially if you're using Microsoft Office, so it can bring in new updates to such things as the reference tools for citations and bibliographies. Now back on the Home tab. The Home tab is your starting point whenever you're in a new blank document. I did want to bring it up here, but you'll see this screen here. This is your it always says good morning or good afternoon or good evening to you. This is your home when you open the newest Microsoft Word, and it does let you get started with templates. You can find those specifically if they're shared with you through the cloud. There's a whole selection of all the different ones you can use. For example, I've used the calendar recently. I've used resumes when helping people build their resumes here at Central during book a librarian appointments. There's all sorts of different forms you can use. There's fax cover sheets, you can make party invitations, brochures, just a lot of stuff. You can even take a tour of Word, which I advise you to do if you've never actually sat down and looked at all the things Word can do. First, I want to talk to you about like letters. Business letters, you know, a lot of the time we hope, oh, I can just send an email, or I can call, I can do a web chat with someone. Sometimes you need to send a formal letter. There are formal letter templates built into Microsoft Word. And for example, today I want to send a letter to Vectren about my account. So if I was to look for a letter template, I can just look for a basic letter template here. And notice you find more traditional letter templates at the end here. And I'm going to click on this, let's see here, letter business design. That's a good looking one. And I'm just looking for standard letter templates here. And while this does say, like some of these say like letter of resignation or reference letter for a professional employee, you don't have to worry about what those say. You're just looking for letter templates, different letter layouts you can use that are already made. And you know what? Just for my purposes, I'm going to choose this sample cover letter because it's default standard fonts and it looks really nice. So I can click on that and it's going to tell me, I can just click create. It tells me the size. It's downloading from Microsoft's template gallery here. And I'm going to put my information in here. So, and you notice you can click on each of these fields and just type right over them with what you need to put in. That's the beauty of a template. So I'm going to put in my name here, or let's make up a name here. I'll be John W. Patron, and my street address will be here at the library, 200 Southeast Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, Evansville, Indiana, 47713. And today's date here is November 6, 2021. And I am sending this to Vectren. I don't know who I'm addressing this to. So if I was going to put their information in, I could take out the second line there for title. I could say Vectren Billing Center. And I could take that line out. I can take that line out. And then I could put the street address in here. Of course, this is an example, so I'm not going to use the actual street address because I don't know it. But I'm just going to say 1234 Main Street. And we'll just use Evansville, Indiana 47701 as an example. And you have a first paragraph here. And you notice this template I chose, obviously not the greatest, but it does work for my example here. This was responding to a job advertisement. And you know, let's just use it as an example. I'm writing to apply for a job at the Vectren Billing Center. I am writing in response to your advertisement in the Evansville Courier and Press for a clerk position at the Vectren Billing Center. To reading your job description, I'm confident in that my skills and my passion for technology are a perfect match for this position. And you could list 3 skills here. You can click on each one. You could say, I would bring your company a broad range of skills, including leadership. You could say attention to details, and you could mention punctuality. And you notice I wanted to misspell something here so you could see Microsoft Word does pay attention to spelling and grammar. If you right-click on that underlined red spelling error, it gives me the correct spelling here of punctuality. I right-click on it and choose it, and I got my correction. And it finishes out my letter, essentially. That's the beauty of templates. You could then sign when you print this. Your enclosure could be your resume. And, you know, if you want to get to your resume really easily, if you need to build a resume to go with this, you could, first of all, come up here to File and click New. And you know you're looking for a resume. And there are some great templates here in Microsoft Word. You can basically choose any one you feel most comfortable with. I'm a big fan of this bright red. It's called Polished Resume Design. I think it stands out, and you can always make yourself stand out if you can be seen. So if my name is John W. Patron, maybe I'll put this in my heading here. There's lots of different things that you can like put your profession or industry in here, maybe a link to a website or a portfolio you made in school or in your job training. You can place your objective, you can list your experience. Microsoft Word is really good about giving you all of these different options, though, to customize your resume. You can include your email if your Twitter was relevant to your job you're applying for, your phone number, or if you even have a LinkedIn URL. And notice you see some extra lines on here laying out table spacing. You can come up here to File and go to Print for a print preview, and you can see those extra lines are gone. This would be a very professional looking document then when you choose to print it, or if you were going to save it as a PDF. That brings me into another important thing here. Sometimes you aren't printing. Sometimes you just need to make it save something so you can use it on another device or submit it as a resume like we're doing here. There is a universal document format called the portable document format, or PDF. Sometimes you see these they're called Adobe PDFs. Adobe is just a popular program that handles PDFs. Adobe also makes the Adobe Creative Suite and the Creative Cloud. If you want to save this as a PDF, just happen to go down here to Save As, and then you'll choose the PDF format, or you could hit Export and hit Create PDF. All right, so I'm going to go into another new document here and show you some other options and tools in Microsoft Word, which I think are very cool and helpful. So I want to make a new blank document here, and I want to show you just some of the design elements you can put into your documents. So fonts are a big thing to a lot of people. The standard font in Microsoft Word is Calibri size 11. That is been a change for about 10 years now. Before that, it was Times New Roman size 12. Times New Roman size 12 is typically an academic font choice you'd make if you're in school, maybe in high school or middle school, high school, college, doing that kind of thing. Calibri is also a standard nice looking font. It's the default font if you use Outlook for your emails. It's the default font in Microsoft Excel. But we're going to look at maybe we're going to make a flyer today. So I'm going to click Insert up here at the top, and I want to get someone's attention with some word art. Word art just stands out very well. It's bright. It can be customized a lot. So let's say I'm going to use, it's a bright sunny day today when I'm putting this tutorial together for you. I'm going to click on the yellow and orange here. I really like that. And notice I can do lots of different things with this text box that's inserted. I've got it there in the center, and I'm going to advertise a yard sale I have coming up. So I'm going to type in yard sale. And for this text, I'm going to make it a little bigger here. So I can come up here to my text size menu here in the font properties, and I can bump that up. Let's make it even bigger here. 72 is the largest font by default here in the list, but I could type in 90 and press enter, and that's a good size. That stands out. And I'm going to change my font just a little here. Let's go with something that's also bold and bright. I like that. That stands out really well. And then I'm going to hit Insert here and find a picture. I can look at stock images, which might be helpful. Microsoft has a lot of stock images you can use in non-commercial uses. So let's look up yard sale here, see what we come up with. Notice it's looking up the word yard first, and I'm not finding things I really want. You find some vegetables here. I mean, yeah, those are nice pictures, but I don't need those. Let's look in icons. Let's look for sale. Let's see what we got. I do have a house here, so that would make sense. I have people I can put in here. They have a lot of cutouts of people here advertising stuff. I can look for stickers. Stickers are always interesting. There's also illustrations. If you used Microsoft Word in the past, maybe you've heard of clip art. These are all the replacements for what clip art used to be. So I might look for here something to grab attention. Let's do sunshine. Let's see what we get with. Okay, there's no illustrations. Are there stickers? Let's look for images of sunshine. Still, nothing I'm finding there really works for me here. Let's look up money. Money might give us something here for a yard sale. No, can't think of what I want to put on this flyer today. So let's type in weekend, because I'm going to have my yard sale on a weekend. Let's try people. Illustrations of people? No. I don't want the cutout people. Let's skip the images for now. From there, and if I go to pictures, I can even do online pictures, which through Bing you can search for different things. And these will give you Creative Commons content licensing by default to use these for a nonprofit purpose, like you are here for just an individual yard sale flyer, for example. So I'm going to type in yard sale here and see what I get. And I get some, hey, these are much better images. I like these. And you know what? I really like this first one. Kind of makes me think of the old school rummage sale. I'm going to put that in, and you know, I'm going to take this text I had earlier here, and I'm going to use that as my other attention-getting text. Let's say, so my yard sale is tomorrow. No, I don't want to do it tomorrow. Let's look in the future here. Maybe I want to do it the weekend of Thanksgiving. Let's do it November 26th. And gosh, you know, it doesn't seem to all fit on one line, but I can just bump that font size down a little and make it fit. Really easy to do. And you know, I like that red, how that stands out. So I can just change the text around a little here. So I had picked that color before. I can go in here and just look at my word art options under shape format. I can look at word art styles. I could change that text fill to be red. So I'm going to choose red there, and I do like it. It's still got an orange highlight to it, so that's kind of orange border to it. And notice it does tell you what the how the photo is licensed because you're borrowing that from the internet. I want to make it just a little smaller so it doesn't clash with my date there. And I'm going to add Saturday on the front of here. And oh gosh, it's skipping lines again on me. So notice you can see your page borders here in Microsoft Word. I'm going to stretch this box just a little, make it even on each side of the page here, and that centers that box up. So now I know yard sale Saturday, November 26th. And I'm going to take my cursor here. If you notice the cursor as I move it back and forth, if I get right here in the middle of the page, it has that eye shape of the cursor down here. And it's got a little centered text image or icon below it. If I double click right there, it's going to make that centered text cursor appear right in the middle of the page, and I can add some details here. And I'm going to just add in text 1, 2, 3, 4 Main Street, and we're going to say begins at 7:30 a.m. Parking on 2nd Avenue, because let's say this address doesn't have a driveway. And, you know, that does take up a lot of space, though, and I want to let people know what all I'm going to have at this yard sale. So I can make my text a little smaller, just click it a couple of times. And, you know, I can then click on change my text just a little here. Maybe I'll go back to red, and I can say, includes boys and girls children's clothes. And let's reword that. Boys and girls clothing ages 3 to 9. Golf clubs, and what else can I include? Oh, it's going to another page again. Well, Microsoft Word lets me modify that as well, so I can make it all fit on that page. So I can just change my line spacing a little here. That's what this tool is for. And it's putting space after paragraphs. I can just do that. And let's say other household goods, picture frames I've got, shoes, I've got men's pants, all kinds of stuff I'm including. And gosh, it's gone to a second page here again. And I want my sign here to fit on one page, my flyer. I can bump my text size down again, but I'm thinking, that still looks awfully small right there. And you notice there's another page down here still. I don't want it to print off extra pages on me. I can just hit backspace on here and clear out those extra lines. You can also just click the delete key at the end of any text you've got in Windows, and it will just get rid of that extra page. And there's my flyer, and I like how that looks. I'm going to make a note, though, and just say, this is here in Evansville. I want people to know they're coming here. You don't want to confuse people. Make it as clear as possible. And I like my flyer. And if I'm done with that flyer, I can just check out the print preview here by doing File Print. Gosh, I like my flyer. That looks good. Yes. Okay, and if I wanted to print that, I would just be able to click Print with my printer. So that's just a look at some basic things you can do with Microsoft Word, from letters to resumes to flyers. We do offer in-person Microsoft Word classes here at EVPL. We also offer other computer classes. If you're ever interested in those, just go to evpl.org. You can go to our events calendar. It's really simple. Come up here on the website, look for programs, and click on Events Calendar. And you can just look through different days. For example, you might find one listed for another program. Let's see here what we've got. Oh, EVPL Tech, Intermediate Computer Skills and Internet Safety. If that's something you're interested in, you just click register and put your information in, and we look forward to seeing you at another EVPL class. But any other questions, we also offer Book a Librarian on evpl.org. You can just go to Help With and click on Book a Librarian under the Personal Touch and fill out the form, and we will do our best to help you out virtually or in person. That wraps up today's lesson on looking at Microsoft Word. If you have any questions in the future, though, feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help you, and we look forward to seeing you here at EVPL. I'm Jake from EVPL Central's Reference Department. Have a great day.